Does Scopely really hate his players? Where are the Web Warriors going now that the Rebirth Team is coming to replace them in the Bio-Doom raids? And who's the sixth character coming in update 6.6? These are just some of the Marvel Strike Force questions we're talking about in this edition of the Monday Mailbag. So if you're ready for all of that, guys, and a lot more, you know what to do. Find that like button. Let's go smash it!
ValleyFlyin.
Hello. What is up, Valley Maniacs? I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force, Marvel gaming content, at least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this channel. If you're ready to subscribe, thank you, and welcome back to the channel. It is Mailbag Monday, so we're going into the mailbag to answer all of your questions about Marvel Strike Force. But before we get into that, I do want to talk about a blog post that restores my faith in Scopely from this past weekend. Let's go check it out, and we're going to get to all your questions. It came from this: Blitz schedule, login calendar, and milestone points. This was a big surprise to me because before this, I thought they did not want us to get the stuff that we were supposed to get, our cores, the final milestone pieces for the Black Panther 1 million BC month-long milestone event, but this gives me a little more faith that Scopely doesn't actually hate his players. So first thing, some players did not get day 30 of their login event for November. Well, according to this blog post, hopefully you should have gotten those 250 cores while the milestones were still running for the Nakia event. Should have went out on Saturday. So hopefully you got that. If you did not get that, make sure you're writing to customer service, and hopefully they could adjust your milestone points because of this. Second, we got some advance notice that the Blitz schedule was modified. So as you know, the Orb Blitz went out yesterday, just the Orb Blitz, and then a Red Star Blitz is going on right now. They are running back to back instead of simultaneously, and one less day for Scarlet Spider Red Guardian because of event associated with the Beast event that should be coming sometime this week. And last but not least, there was 10,000 extra Vibranium meteorites on Saturday. So a lot of stuff went down on Saturday. And that is good because that allowed me to complete the milestones. That allowed a lot of players that did every single one of these events, grinded through it for the entire month. They were able to complete the milestones. So that was all good things. Next, I want to talk about Marvel's Midnight Suns. If you are playing that game, well, you got some crossover with this. There's a code. This is the code right here. This is available on their websites. It's also available in your in-game message. It is this long code right here, and that'll get you an outfit for Tony Stark in Marvel's Midnight Sun. And if you didn't already get the magic costume for Marvel Strike Force, it is the Midnight Sun's costume that you can get in Marvel Strike Force. Make sure you do the login calendar. Just play the game, just log in, and you'll get this costume for free. That is it for the updates. Let's go check out your questions from the mailbag. First question this week's comes from Brother Commander Strike. Hope all is well. This may seem like a dumb question, but how can you tell the difference between Gear 16 and 17 pieces? They both look teal to me, baby, because I'm old and can't see the difference. Well, they are both teal, and it's kind of like that orange gear. We've had Gear 13 pieces, 14 pieces, and 15. They're all orange. So let's go take an easy look at how you could identify which is Tier 16 and Tier 17. And I guess the easiest place is to look in these orbs here. So if you want to see what is a Gear 16 piece, well, you got these pieces here and these pieces, and these are Gear 16 pieces. We also have all that teal catalyst and everything. And the second Armory 16 orb shows us the Gear 17 pieces here. And these are still teal pieces. These are pieces that we've seen in previous orange gear requirements, but now they're teal. That's the first set, and this is the rest of them. So those are your 16 and 17 pieces. Again, easy way to see that, just go to these orbs. But yeah, it's not because you're old and can't see the difference. They just look exactly the same. And unless you know which ones are 16 and which one's 17, it can be confusing. But this is the easy way that you could check that out. All right, next is a big question from Shaw, and sorry advance for the wall of text, and I hope your family is doing well as well, brother. All right, few questions. I'd like you to take them on. All right, happy Cap is getting a rework and a new home, but why a new bio raid team? They just had a rework Web Warriors like Skeleton Mill, but instead Scopely gave us a new bio raid team with level 90 Gear 16 Web Warriors. They're already useless outside of raids, although hopeless in Doom 3.4 second bio node and now completely useless everywhere. Have to put them in a bench grade. Well, I don't know about completely useless. I still use them. I have to 2-tap node 3.4 to second bio node, but I'm still able to 2-tap that with my web warriors. Go in, kill Phoenix. When Phoenix turns to Dark Phoenix, that's when I normally quit out and then go back and win my web warriors. Very easy match. So they're not useless. You'll still be able to use them. And because of that, I don't know if we're going to need to build up your rebirth right away, especially if you're not struggling in these Doom raids. Now, the web warriors, they're not the best in the Doom raids. They were built for Doom 2 raids, not the Doom 3 raids. They just don't have that damage for these Doom 3 raids. And what can you use them for? I guess you could use them for war defense to try to pull a Bionic Avengers. Maybe there's a hybrid team coming. Maybe there's something down the road that'll bring these guys back in Crucible or war, either on offense or defense. But yeah, they're pretty useless right now, so they're probably not going anywhere. But the good thing is, if you're not struggling in the Doom raids with them, you don't have to spend all your resources for this Rebirth team right away, unless they make a requirement that one of these Rebirth characters is required for Apocalypse. Because as we know, we only have the requirements for Weaver as one of these non-Horsemen characters. So maybe one of the Rebirth, maybe something else. We will have to see though. And if you want to check out all the information on this latest update, make sure you check out the video that I did earlier today. Let's move on. But yeah, Web Warriors, major disappointment that it's Biogen and rework and not skill. All right, I'm a free-to-play end player who's doing 3.4, 60% daily. Although we as an alliance are not hardcore except raids. Personally, I feel like with the recent events, I need to build all tunes to max or minimum gear 15 to stay competitive at high levels, raids, arena, CC, etc. It's draining and getting the worst. I agree. I think the entire community agrees, which is why there's been so much fall off of the community this year, especially in the last 4 or 5 months. Yeah, especially these last few months. I think the limiting requirements of Apocalypse, the crazy amount of blitzing that we had to do, and just having to build more and more characters, not really skipping any characters is kind of draining on the community. I don't have enough bio gear and never will have enough gold nor training mass to bring 5 tunes from 0 to 85, 90 in gear 16. Why is this happening to end game player who's played this game 930 days? By now, we should have orange gear like candy. Yes, so what they did when they released, I believe it was gear tier 15, they never really solved the bottleneck on 14. So unless you bought that big orbs for the 14 and 15 uniques, you might still have that bottleneck. So where a lot of this comes from, when they were adding these new orange gears, I think they reduced the bottleneck for gear tier 15 before they reduced the bottleneck for 14 and 13. So that was kind of why orange is in a weird place. If you got that offer, that $20 offer that gives you no more problems with your gear pieces for Armory 15 and 14 orbs, that helps with that, but there's still that big catalyst bottleneck. And I think they do that on purpose. You know, obviously this is a game. We want to have fun, but the devs build this game so that they can make money. And that's one of the ways that they're trying to make money, is just increasing these bottlenecks and training mats and everything. And with that, their hope is that you're going to spend to reduce these bottlenecks, or you could just kind of grind this out. A lot of times what they've said is they make stuff very, very stingy in the beginnings. And they're very hesitant to release a lot of stuff, because once it's out there, they don't really like to nerf things. So they'd rather make it a little more conservative, not have to go backwards, not have to nerf things, rather than making things too generous and then bringing it back to where it should be. But, you know, if you're reducing a lot of the rewards and things the community is getting, that doesn't feel good. So I think they go a lot stingy with training mats and all these gear pieces on purpose. Just I think that's what they decided a long time ago. All right, the spotlight for Web Warriors was the worst in shorting amongst all the raid teams. Yeah, they were just introduced December of last year. So just a little bit over a year of their time to be in the bio raids until the Doom 3 raids came out. And I think they're still pretty viable at the lower Doom 3 raids, but 3.3 was when I started having some trouble. 3.4 still gives a lot of trouble. Now, like I said, you still can pass those 2 bio nodes with the Web Wars, but you're gonna need some good RNG. There's a lot of times I do reset on those nodes. But yeah, when is the next new skill complete team with 5 new tunes? Man, I think that's very likely. Instead of just giving us 2 new Secret Avengers to go along with Captain Sam, Maria, and Sharon, very likely to get 5 brand new tunes, because with 5 new tunes, that's 5 new characters we got to gear up and potentially we'll spend money on. So I think My guess would be that would be January, February, sometime after they get back from the holidays. All right. Hey, Valley, hope you and your family are doing well. Same with you, all of the Valley Club. I hope all of you and your families are doing well. I know not alone experienced Blitz burnout, so I was really thinking they need to get a sim all button for Blitz and a sim battle for every Blitz, every team in your Blitz tab. One button, your entire rotation is done. Thoughts? Yeah, I mean, this is something the community's wanted for a while, right? But for some reason, Scopely keeps giving us all these Blitz requirements and the grind. We have an event starting tomorrow for Dark Beast, and that's going to require a lot of blitzing to open those orbs. I think one of the things, and it's no secret, one of the big things that they look for their investors is login time, play time from their community. And having us do this stupid Blitz doesn't add fun, and it causes a lot of player burnout a lot faster than they should be. But it also gives them the metric that they're looking for in the short term. A lot of players logging in every so often and playing. So that's why we have Blitz. But it's not a good solution. It's a very cheap, short-sighted solution that they're looking at, which is like I said, leading to a lot of the burnout. They could find other ways to get us to log in. Some kind of login calendar where we get free stuff every so often would be good. I know we have a calendar every day, but if they wanted us to log in every few hours, maybe rotating something. I know we have our energy refreshes as well. There's another way that they could get the metrics we want, or that they want, and still give the players, the community, fun that we want. So hopefully they find a solution for that. But yeah, the reason we don't have a sim all button is because of the metrics that they want to look at. But hopefully they find another way to reach those metrics, and we could just skip Blitz because it's not a fun game mode anymore. All right, hey Valley, I have a question about the 6th character in the next patch. Who do you think it will be, and who do you really want it to be? Thoughts? Who do I really want it to be? Nightcrawler, some cool character like that I want to really use, that I've been wanting in Marvel Strike Force for a while, that we could help some teams in the game or help fill some need that we have in the game. Yeah, so I think Nightcrawler would be cool. Some kind of thing to ease up that minion requirement for Death Scourge would be cool. Who is it? Well, I do know that, and it's under NDA, so I will release that information to you as soon as the embargo has lifted. But yeah, as of right now, as of me recording this video, I can't say anything. All right. Hey, Valley brother, I had a question for you about your favorite team. I'm not talking about the one. I'm not talking about how the game, the top one, but one that's fun to play, one that you like, lore-wise, not associated with a game. Thanks, and keep on rocking. All right, so it's for me that my joy of playing with these teams is all related to the game, because there's some teams that I like outside of Marvel Strike Force in the Marvel universe. I'm like, oh, that's such a great team, but in Marvel Strike Force, they're not as fun. And usually my favorite team, obviously not the best team, but my favorite team to play with is usually the newest flavor of the month. And for that, I think it's the War Dogs right now. Now, next month it might be Death Seed and some other teams, but for right now, the War Dogs is the new team, so that's the fun team for me to play with. And they're a fun team. All the extra hits that Black Panther gets, all that speed that they have. I mean, they have some crazy punch-ups in War. I mean, they're very, very strong. So right now, I don't like War defense. I've never liked War defense. So it's the team that smashes all the War defense, or all the ones that I've run across, and that is the War Dogs. So let me know what your favorite team is. Is it something more related to the Marvel lore, or is it something more about the fun gameplay? For me, it's about that fun gameplay, and it usually goes to the newest team in the game. All right. Hey, ValleyFlyin, do you think that the Rebirth team is needed right now? Because I have almost 1 million web warriors. I'm doing Doom 3.1, and my web warriors smashing it. Where I struggle is mutants. So should I invest more resources in Death Seed, since I think Rebirth team looks to be what happened to symbiotes and web warriors in Doom 2.3? Symbiotes could do it, but web warriors were a better option. But I still think our Rebirth team dies in harder raids. Web warriors are still a good backup team. I want to know what your thoughts are. I have my web warriors gear 16 and Scarlet Spider-Man, Ghost Spider at gear 15 for Miles, and Punk want to know what I should do. So obviously, if we get an announcement that these Rebirth team is required for Apocalypse, this answer is going to change. But as of right now, I don't think you need Rebirth if your web warriors are cutting it. and you're in Doom 3.1, I don't think you're going to need a replacement for the Web Wars until maybe Doom 3.3. And if you're willing to double tap some nodes, you may not need a full team to replace them. You know, like I said, I could double tap that second bio node with my Web Wars. I just got to make sure I quit out and also have to have good RNG in that battle. But if you don't need them, there's no reason to build a Rebirth team. The only potential reason would be for an Apocalypse unlock. If that never get announced, then there's no reason to build them, especially because your Web Wars are probably doing well in Doom 3.1. So if I were you, I would put my resources toward Death Seed, handle the section that you're struggling with right now in the mutant lanes, and then maybe down the road, obviously, you know, get as much yellow star material, as much fragments as you can for these characters, pull the red stars for the Rebirth team. But if you don't need them, save your gold, save your training mats, save your gear, put them on something that you're going to need a little more immediate than something that you're going to need down the road. I think down the road you will need them, but like you said, just like the symbiotes, just like the Web Warriors, they're eventually going to be replaced because Scopely, they want to sell us the newest team, and if they keep reworking teams and give us no reason to like spend money, then that's not a very cost-effective thing for them to do. All right, hey Valley. I know this is pure speculation but at this point, but on my part, but with the Rebirth team announcement, including Captain Carter, we now have 3 of the Guardians of the Multiverse from the What If series. I wonder, I think it would be cool if they're all slowly putting together a team. What are your thoughts on this? Have a great day and keep smashing it. I would love that. I think that's kind of what they wanted to do with some costumes and things like that, but then they made Heartless, Doctor Strange Heartless on that new Darkhold team. So I think that got thrown to the side. But I was trying to think of some other characters that appeared in the What If series that I would like to see in the game. Obviously, more zombies. Zombie Scarlet Witch, I think, was the big character there. So that would be a cool character. The Watcher was pretty important. Is in Marvel Snap, is not in Marvel Strike Force yet. So that would be an interesting character. That he was kind of the star of that and the star of the last episode as well. What would you want to see from a Watcher kit if he did come to Marvel Strike Force? And then Killmonger was the star of one of the What If episodes. He is already in the game, but his costume that matches how he was in the MCU and What If would be really, really cool. So, and he did just get another costume as well. So I think that's probably not going to happen, but I think it would be cool if he added that. But to answer your question, yeah, it would be really cool if they added more characters from the What If series. Hey, Valley, what's up from Brooklyn, New York? I have a tough decision to make. Should I upgrade OG Black Panther or Black Panther 1mm to Gear 16 first? All right, so Black Panther is on the Wakandans. Black Panther is on the War Dogs. Black Panther 1mm is on the War Dogs. So with Black Panther, I think you're getting that value in Crucible, either Wakandans on defense or offense, and you're also going to get that value from the War Dogs in War. So I think the answer, because he's on 2 teams and not just on 1 team, is going to be the OG Black Panther. If you're upgrading them to Gear 16, that's going to help you in 2 different game modes with OG, whereas Black Panther 1mm, I think will only help you in 1. I haven't seen too much testing of him in Crucible, but I think the original M'Baku and Killmonger will work a lot better in Crucible than the War Dogs will in Crucible. And the War Dogs obviously are that War offense team, attack team. So long answer to your short question, OG Black Panther is who I would rise up first. All right, hey Valley, do you think we're getting enough T4s? Because I am to the point where I have quite a few teams geared up, but I don't have the T4s. I have War Dogs at tier 15, but none of their T4s. So I think this depends on when you started the game, because if you started back in year 1 and you were tier 4ing your characters as you got the T4s and you've been getting like 4-year supply of T4s and slowly upgrading your characters, you may not have a big bottleneck unless you're going hard on every single team, putting every single T4 in all these characters. I know for me, I don't really have a T4 issue. I did at one point when we were upgrading a bunch of characters, but if it's just the character that you're releasing and not like 4 reworks along with their release character that you have to gear up, then I don't think there's a huge T4 need. But if they did what they did last year and they have 1 character released like Magic and a whole bunch of other Uncanny X-Men and 1 character like Star-Lord T'Challa and a whole bunch of other Ravagers, that's where I think the bottleneck would come in. But for me, I do think we're getting enough T4s, but I don't speak for everybody. You know, there might be a lot of players that aren't getting enough T4s. And I think if you're not a year 1 player and are starting to upgrade some of these newer teams only and don't have some of your like older teams done, then you might be struggling with T4s. Hey, Valley, I have one question. I can't believe it hasn't been asked of any of the CCs I know so far. What's going to happen to the Horsemen teams when Apocalypse arrives? The Horsemen are the most vital members of their teams. Unlimited X-Men is completely useless without Rogue. Are they going to have new characters to replace them? It would make it so that using the Horsemen with Apocalypse doesn't count as a use. I want to play Rogue as a Horseman if it means, I don't want to play Rogue as a Horseman if it means I can't use her as an ex-woman. Has there been any chatter about this in the Envoy chat? There may have been on some calls that I haven't been on, but as far as I know in the actual chat, no. But my guess will be that once Apocalypse arrives, Apocalypse and Horsemen are going to dominate Arena in pretty much every game mode, but I think in Crucible and War, you might be better off splitting them up into the original teams. So Darkhold, Gamma, Unlimited, and then the new Death Seed. I think they're going to be better in those individual game modes to split them up, because that's, War, you're needing a multiple amount of teams, not just one really strong team. In Crucible, you don't need as many teams, so that would probably be a more likely scenario where you would combine them with Apocalypse, because there's not as many teams that you need to win on offense. Only six teams that you need to beat there. So I think they're going to be strong in Arena. You may have some combinations that you're going to use in Crucible, but I think in War, you're going to keep them separated. And I think in obviously in the raids, you want them paired with their correct characters. So in the raids, they're not going to be with Apocalypse as well. So I think this may be an issue in Arena and maybe Crucible. So we'll see what happens. We don't even know the kits to Apocalypse yet. Maybe there's something in there tied to a specific game mode, which honestly would be a little disappointing considering we chased the whole year for this character. Hey, Val, I have another question about this orange and teal gear bottleneck. My question is, what teal gear are they going to give us in the strike pass, and when are they going to decrease the bottleneck for gear 14 and other tier stuff as well? So that's an interesting question. We did get information about a new strike pass coming this next season, so let's go take a look at that. Special strike pass is dashing with this holiday season. Now it's going to encompass two seasons, season 23 and 24. It's going to have the same amount. Now, one of those half passes is going to have enough gear in there for enough for a whole month. So it's going to be 2 weeks, but it's going to be a month worth of gear. They're going to do that 2 weeks in a row. Hulkbuster and Abomination are going to be the two passes, but this is more related to the question that you had. The price for pass 2 and 3, we updated with pass 23. Pass 2 would now include orange gear. Pass 3 would now include teal gear. They didn't say what teal gear they're adding in there, so not sure. There's been nothing official said. There's been nothing under NDA that said, so not sure. Let me know what your guess is, but hopefully they will decrease some more of the gear tier 14 and 15, especially since they had all those crazy orbs going to the store a while ago from their mess up. So yeah, they definitely could ease up the bottlenecks in 13, 14, and 15. All three of those, all orange gears should have their bottleneck significantly decreased, in my opinion. But we'll see what it actually is. I'm not thinking it's gonna be something that big though. So I'm very, very pessimistic in what we will see here. Valley, do you think there'll be compensation for the strike pass mess up? I'm not sure, but let's go to the known issues page on the Scopely support site. We see information here for the Blitz schedule changes that we have. The missing orb that was you could purchase there, but it was missing, and now it looks like it's there. Strike pass availability. So this is the only thing about a strike pass that I'm seeing there. So hopefully this answers your question, brother. While this is not an actual issue, we wanted to let you know that said strike pass is not yet available in the game. For now, please stay tuned to our website and an in-game inbox for further communication regarding the said strike pass. So from this, it sounds like it went live and then it wasn't live. I don't think they're going to do anything based on what I'm seeing here. So hopefully that answers your question, brother. And last but not least, what up, brother? Valley of ValleyFlyin. It was great to see you run 7 on your weekly update episode. Awesome content. Yeah, he's a great guy. Great to talk to as well. Drunken Gleam should be next very underrated content creator as well. He actually reached out to me about a week ago. We were trying to schedule something for after Thanksgiving. I haven't really found a topic yet. So we will be doing some collabs, but we need a topic first. All right, and question is, when will they be extending the caps? 150 energy cap and 120 ISO 8 energy cap. Comment MSF. It has been too long. Yeah, so it has definitely been too long. And I could think of probably two scenarios which they can take you so long. One, they forgot because of all the other issues that's going on in the game. They totally forgot about this. I'm like, oh yeah, we got to raise the level cap. We haven't done that in a while. Or they're doing it on purpose because they want to keep our energy low. They want us to continue to buy energy, and they don't want us just not logging in for long periods. They want us to constantly log in. Like we talked about, that's one of the big metrics that they look at. So my guess is they're probably not going to do it. I'm thinking it's on purpose, although if they forgot and just messed up, that's also very likely. So let me know your thoughts. When do you think that's going to happen? I'm hoping sometime in 2023 we're going to get something. Maybe midway point of 2023 would seem appropriate for Scopely. I'm thinking for the players though, as soon as possible would be the best, because then we don't have to have our energy cap going over the amount if we go to sleep or something. So yeah, hopefully sooner than later, but my guess will be sometime mid next year, and that's just based on not anything concrete, just kind of a gut feeling. But that is it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully, if you left a question, it got answered. And if you want to leave a question for one of these future Monday mailbag videos, make sure you are a member of the Discord. The link is down below. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. We're actually putting our Marvel Snap content on the other channel. We're still going to continue to cover Marvel Snap on this channel from time to time, but most of our Snap content is going to go on our other channel. So make sure you check out the link down below as well. I will see you guys next time. We should get some juicy news coming up tomorrow. So make sure you are subscribed, and I will see you next time. Amazon coins, BlueStacks, they are some sponsors of this channel. So if you want to check that out, that will help you. Make sure you use Amazon coins to save you some money on your in-game purchase. And BlueStacks, if you want one of the best, in my opinion, emulators on your PC that you can play Marvel Strike Force or any Android game on. So that is it, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Hulk Fist from ValleyFlyin out.